Welcome back, everyone, to the Lost Depths of Phandelver. I hope everyone had a fantastic week.
Yay!
That's right.
Yeah,
There you go.
we're always really good at this.
Oh my
We
god.
do. We always don't have anything good to say.
That's funny.
I mean, if we did, but I think it would be shocking at this point. That's hilarious.
I went outside once.
Oh my god, you guys. Hilarious. All right. This week, last week, our party continued fighting the bats that had begun to attack them as they crossed the decrepit rope bridges, trying to get to the other side of the chasm. As they slayed the bats, some of our party members really shining as they kind of made light work of them. We found ourselves at the bottom of a very steep wall where our party found themselves climbing, avoiding any kind of risks on their way up. After a couple of stumbles to the bottom, our party reached the top, where they were able to observe the vast layout of the chasm below. They can feel the moist air as it kind of lofts out of the very small cave opening that they intend to journey into. But before they journey into the cave, they take a moment to gaze across the landscape here, the chasm, and take a well-deserved rest before they journey into the darkness. And that is where we are going to begin this evening, my friends.
Woohoo.
All right. So, second. All right, everyone have audio?
Yes.
Nice. It's
Yep.
been being weird. Okay, cool. Nice. All right. Yeah, it's like glitching out on me. Are you guys getting a steady audio feed?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Winds howling.
Oh, good. Yeah, my whole audio feed is messed up here. Okay, let me reload. There we go. Okay. I'll give you guys a moment here. We'll go ahead and roll a perception check for me, every one of you. And I'll go ahead and roll one for Grumback as well. Just to kind of get an idea of your surroundings here. You kind of have a really good perspective, an overall nice view of the chasm below. Some of you better than others, of course. Nice. All right, Ronan. I'm also taking into account all of your little blessings, if you remember, that you have. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, Brandy and Grumback, you both are kind of sitting on the edge of the platform, looking down. You notice, sorry, that Grumback is kind of holding on to his arm a bit. He seems to be kind of a little frantic, Brandy, a little nervous, looking over the edge here, kind of staying back, kind of close to the wall here, as you kind of, I would imagine. Well, you could describe it if you'd like. How is your feelings with heights and such, Brandy, up here? How are you coping?
I think Brandy feels pretty confident up here.
Okay.
She's a good little climber.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
She's light, so she probably doesn't mind heights at all.
Yeah, got you. That's great, actually. I can get a good visual of Brandy just kind of like with her legs dangling down, just kind of like flopping around as she's like taking a swig out of her flask, just looking around. You see the kind of the mist kind of billowing out of the cave here. It's pretty apparent. It's hard to tell if it's just like fog or there's water source or something. There's a pretty nasty smell up here. Not quite sure where it's coming from. Grumback is absolutely nowhere near the edge. He's not. Seems to be very happy against the wall here. Ronan, you take a moment after the battle and your fall. You kind of rub your shoulder a bit because you feel the pressure from the fall. Kind of took it all on the shoulder, and though the pain is kind of there, you feel more of a heat. There's kind of a source, if you will, kind of right in the middle of your shoulder blade, Ronan. You can kind of pinpoint it with your finger. As you kind of stand up here, how do you deal with the heights here? Like how would Ronan be?
I would say I'm maybe like 2 feet from the edge, just kind of peering out.
Okay. I like that. That's cool. It's a good visual.
I'm slightly
just
with the tunnel that we're going to be traveling down, though.
Okay, yeah. And as it is, Ronan, you can see there's a pretty large boulder that's sitting on kind of in front of the mouth of the cave here. The cave is pretty small as it is, but there's kind of a very large rock kind of sitting in front that you have to go around. You can see pretty easily here. Aside from that, Ronan, you get the absolute horrible smell that's coming from the mouth of the cave. It smells like it's putrid. It's a horrible smell. It's hard to describe. I would say at this point too, roll a. Sorry, give me 1 second. Oops. Ronan's just checking out everything. Hold on a second. Sorry, I thought I had this pulled up and I did not. Here we go. It's a nature check, Ronan.
14.
Cool. Yes. 14. All right, perfect. Thank you. Ronan, as you sit here, or stand here rather, looking across, and you get a good whiff of the smell, and you look behind you. It smells like a mix between like mildew, rot, and some kind of odd animal. You don't remember.
Like a wet fur, or
sorry?
Like a wet fur smell, or like a bird smell?
You can't put your finger on it, Ronan.
Okay.
I was going to ask you to roll a history check, but this is more of a recalling lore, kind of like something that if you remember anything that you've read. You can roll a history check. I'll say as well, just to see, but this one will be a little bit different. And 18's pretty damn good though. Yeah, with no bonuses, Ronan, that's a great roll. I would say it's hard to pinpoint, Ronan. Aside from, I'll say this: there's a couple of things that you notice kind of around the entrance here, because it's very narrow to the entrance of the cave from where you're standing currently. There's a couple of bug carcasses around the entrance of the cave. You can kind of look over and see they're kind of all dropped down. There's piles of them. All right, D1, and Aliva. You find yourself standing atop the cliff here, or the ledge here. There's enough room for all of you, although it's quite it's pretty narrow.
All right.
You have you get the same exact smell, the horrible whiff, that's lofting out of the cave here. How do you guys take the heights?
I feel D1 would be pretty good. All that time in the crow's nest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
a little uneasy, but I'm trying to act like I'm not.
Okay, Aliva. So yeah, you can see you're pretty high up here, Aliva. There isn't much to really kind of grab onto aside from the kind of boulder that's standing in front of the mouth of the cave, which until now all of you haven't really gotten close to. D1 and Aliva, you're pretty close to it compared to the others. And as you stand here kind of observing, you notice the sound that's coming from the mouth of the cave, very close to it, so it's not that difficult for you to just make out little bits.
Sorry, make out little bits of what? Just the sound?
I'm trying to do the audio for you. I'm sorry. Can you hear it? Yeah, make sure your speakers.
You can hear the wind still.
Yeah, I don't hear anything. Oh, the skittering?
Yeah.
Okay. Bugs. Great.
Is there a
As you
path down, or is it just a sheer drop with no way,
It's
obvious
just
way down?
the way you climbed up.
Oh, I see. And then
Yeah.
what's in front of us? A tunnel or a cave?
Yeah. So do you see the picture here on your screen? If you back out, so that you have a square, right? And then up in the upper right-hand corner, do you see the cave? It's very hard to
Oh, I
see.
see.
It's a little black area there. Now there's a boulder that's standing kind of in front of the cave. It's hard to see in this picture. But then there's a ledge that sticks out to the left. Do you see part of the ledge there?
Yeah, I think kind of.
It's hard to see. Yeah, it's a bad
Right-
picture.
right
I couldn't
here.
get a better one. Yeah, right there, and then the ledge is right here. See that line?
Yeah.
That's where the ledge is. So this is the boulder. There's a boulder kind of standing like sitting right in front of the cave there. You can get into the cave. It's just very narrow.
Okay. I was gonna say, well, no point in going back down. We might as well push on. And D1's gonna try to see if he can squeeze his metal body into the crack and get towards the inside the cave.
Yeah, D1, you just want to go right into the cave?
Yeah, or not like
Okay.
deep in, but get into the
Just kind of go right
the
into the
first part,
entrance.
like a couple steps in.
Sure. Perfect. You begin to make your way. And as soon as you make your way into the cave, D1. Does anyone follow?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay.
I would meander along.
All right. Is everyone just gonna go ahead and follow D1 into the cave?
I think
I just wanted to give you guys a second to determine whether or not you wanted to take a rest or any of that stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm following at the back because I'm also looking over our shoulders a lot.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You do hear some chirps from up above you somewhere, Leva. It's been hard to put your finger on where they're coming from, but they're up there somewhere.
Yeah, I would straight up just ask, like, D1 and anybody else, like, anybody hear that?
It sounds like skittering for sure. There were bats, or bugs, are all around where the bats were too. So there's plenty of creepy crawlies around.
Great.
Can I go squish one of the bug carcasses?
Sure you can, Ronan.
Does it seem like it's completely just hollowed?
So, as soon as you put your foot on it, you have to put some pressure on it before you hear. Sorry, this is so bad. I'm like, we're playing D&D with like animal people. I always feel bad when I'm doing this.
I mean, it's bugs.
It's bugs, yeah, but still.
It's not like we're gonna kill a bat or anything like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Or a crocodile, or
a crocodile, yeah, or a snake.
yeah.
Ronan, yeah, you put some pressure down on the bug, and it's some kind of a beetle, and it takes some pressure before it gives, and you hear a, and it's just disgusting. There's this goo that's now stuck to the bottom of your shoe, like honey.
It didn't like pop like a gusher?
It did pop like a gusher. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of like it's all over. It's kind of on the sole of your or rather on the tip of your boot, kind of on the bottom, and there's a consistency like honey. It's very thick viscosity. Like as you pull your foot away, you can kind of see the strands.
I'll look to the group. Well, I don't think it's spiders, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of poisonous beetles and poisonous bugs, but we'll have to see. I don't know if anything around here is going to bite us.
I'm sure there's plenty around here that wants to bite us.
True.
The more I learn of this place, the less I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, this thing we're looking for is called a horror, so I wasn't expecting it to live in a field full of flowers.
Very true. So do we want to scout ahead a little bit? Try and sneak up, see what we can see?
We could send bitters and rummy and see if there's anything super deadly up there. Maybe I'll send rummy down all the way down to the end of the cave.
Yeah. So before you do that, since you're in here for just a moment. Okay. You're kind of distracted in the moment talking. Not distracted, but you're not really noticing kind of it's very dark in here, kind of around the outside edges of the heels of your boot. Ronan, you're looking at the remains of the bug on the bottom of your shoe as you can talk to D1 here. And D1, you notice something kind of crawling up the side of your leg, and you look down, and it's quite a large beetle. It's maybe the size of the palm of your hand. What do you want to do?
I'll just
Brandy, you too. Sorry.
I'll just
both
give
of
it
you.
a flick and flick it off.
It's too big to just flick off.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a.
Off.
Yeah, you have to like use some force. It's stuck on to the fabric of your armor. It's kind of it's stopped moving, but it's kind of just about about halfway up, almost to your knee, on the side. Brandy, unfortunately for you, yours is on the small of your back.
Oh no.
Aliva, you see it, but being behind her. I'll give you guys a moment here.
What kind of bug does this look like?
What's that, Aliva? Sorry.
What kind of bug does this look like?
Roll a nature check.
Cause I'm about to smash my back against them.
I'm about yeah. I'm gonna give Aliva one of my traits, depending on what kind of bug this is. You said sorry, perception?
Yes. Or nature. Sorry.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's okay.
I rolled the wrong thing.
It's all right.
Damn, 24.
Dude, holy crap. Jesus.
Nature.
Womp womp.
11. So, Aliva, you kind of get a good look at it here with your great eyes. And Brandy has her lantern, and it's in front of you, but she's quite short, so the light is kind of illuminating pretty much all around her. You get a good look at it. It's about the size of your hand, completely spread, and it covers pretty much the entire small of her back. It has some iridescent glints to it, but most of this beetle is covered in what seems to be tiny little spines or spikes. They're probably a quarter of an inch tall. They're very, very little.
Okay.
But you don't. I gave that to you for your perception check because you rolled really like you didn't have to. Like I asked you for a nature, but like it's D&D. And you can see you don't seem to remember anything like this from any of the lore, from any of your books. There doesn't seem to be any history there. And as far as the kind of bug, it's hard to put your finger on. It's some kind of beetle, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Brandy,
Yeah, so
you can feel it. Sorry.
that's okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'd look at that and just be like, Brandy, don't move. And I'd try to actually
I would
use
listen.
the
Okay.
will to like get the blade under it and like flick it off with the sharp end of the
Oh.
blade.
Yeah.
You can totally do that, Aliva, if you want to use the will.
Yeah.
You can use the will. You can use a dagger. You can use like anything you want. The will would be cool. You can just
I'm
as
already
you
holding it anyway, so I just kind of like
yeah.
use it like you would like a little prong and just kind of flick.
Yeah, sure. And you do. You kind of you flop your hand out flat with your fingers extended, and as soon as you do, the will extends out from the ring in both directions and kind of forms in the middle in the handle as you kind of listen to the kind of the sheen sound that it makes as it apparates in front of you into solid material. As soon as it happens, Aliva, you get the tip of it kind of underneath the beetle, but in order to do this, you are going to have to roll me. This is going to be a hard one. I'm going to say a sleight of hand check. I don't know if that's right, but it's agility or it's dexterity, so
All
it
right.
makes sense.
Play the halfling.
13. 13.
Cut her in half.
So you
Oops,
put
how
it.
did that happen?
You get the end of your scimitar very, very close, just the point there, Aliva. And as soon as you get close to the beetle, like really close to it, the beetle moves about 3 inches to the left.
Well, I tried. Somebody else try.
At least it's not going up.
Brandy, do you move, Brandy? Do you do anything at all?
No, I mean I think I would hold my position.
So, Brandy, roll a Constitution check for me. Oh, a 6.
Oh, she's weak.
It's
Listen, this bug is part of you now. It's bugging you.
Let's
You
take
might as well
the
name it.
jacket off, alright?
oh
You can name it at this point.
Oh my god. It's really hard to feel where it is, Brandy, on your back. You have your armor and your clothes and stuff there. It definitely feels like there's pressure. You just can't put your finger on where it would be. I'm just telling you this just in the case you have any ideas in the future of, maybe trying to be proactive and getting it off yourself, right?
Yes.
That way, now it's kind of hard to feel where it is in this moment. All right, what do you guys want to do? At the same time, D1, what are you doing in response? Because you guys are kind of a little far away from each other.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna send Rummy over to Brandy first, actually.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna get him to bite the beetle right off of her.
Rummy?
With his little sharp teeth.
Okay, you're gonna make this too easy. No, I'm just playing. So Rummy kind of glides over to Brandy. She's probably a good 20 feet from you, D1. You just gonna want to casually glide over to her?
Yeah, Rummy's just
okay.
Glide right over to her.
Yeah, so Rummy makes a very distinct sound when he flies. It's nothing loud. It's nothing disruptive. We're doing that just for the sake of not being impeding to you. But at the same time, there's a tiny little vibration that all of you have gotten so used to hearing when you hear Rummy come near. You've just gotten used to it being, oh, that's just Rummy flying around or whatever. And that same vibration is a little bit louder in this cave, D1. He moves towards Brandy. You hear him move towards Brandy. Everybody in the cave does, your little group here. You watch him get close to Brandy and kind of go behind her in the area. How would you like to get the beetle? You want to bite it off?
Yeah, he's just gonna try to chomp it off.
All right. I would say roll to hit.
I'll do the Rummy one. This won't be 4 strike. It'll just be
This is just to see if you hit. 26. You absolutely will hit with the 26. That's crazy high. Rummy gets close and kind of opens his little shark mouth and then latches down really, really tightly, almost like a snapping turtle would, right? Or a shark. And as soon as he does this, you hear a high-pitched sound, and there's some liquid that seems to be dropping out of Rummy's little shark mouth. The creature seems to release itself.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in his beak. It's in his mouth. What do you want to do?
He's gonna fly in front of Brandy with goo coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's gonna be all nasty.
Just do an open mouth, ah.
That's fantastic. That's so funny. And he does, and the beetle just kind of slides off the top tooth and down onto the ground, just chug. You hear the pressure and the weight of the beetle as it hits the rock below. You can also see the oozing black matter that's kind of coming out of the sides of it. It's gross. This is a massive beetle, guys. It's very large, and you can see now it has mandibles. They look like they could do some damage. I mean, it doesn't look like they couldn't chop you in half, but they could definitely pierce the skin.
Hurt you, yeah.
Yeah. And there's some spines on the shell as well that you're just not very familiar with. It's a little odd. You're not quite sure what their purpose is. Their functioning purpose. But I'll go ahead and D1, you still have one on your leg. What would you like to do to get that guy off?
I think I'll just grab my dagger, actually, and just
all right,
push my dagger right through his shell and its back.
Yeah, so you kind of make a casual movement, D1, to grab your dagger, and you kind of put it down close to the beetle here. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Roll to hit.
$15. You push your dagger down into kind of with quite a lot of pressure, D1. down into the shell with no success. As soon as you do this, you push the beetle down really close to your kind of the cloth there between the armor and your knee there, and the beetle, you feel a pinch just for a moment, D1, as the beetle bites into your leg. Let me do this. Oh gosh. All right, that's definitely a hit. Let me roll this. All right, you take 4 points of piercing damage, D1. And I need to roll a Constitution save for me, please.
Con save.
17. Not bad, not bad. You feel the bite is a little hot but as soon as it bites you, you get another chance to kind of take the dagger down there. D1, go ahead and roll the hit again.
Okay. And was that poison?
It was, but it works differently for you. But I have to take that into
advantage on saving throws versus poison.
Oh, you do.
So
Yeah. Well,
I passed, but I could go for a crit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you for reminding me. I have to remember that, man. There's so much to remember.
Lower. Yeah, no, I just remember it now.
Sure. No, a crit would have been cool, actually. That would have been cool. But you do get another attack here, D1. So go ahead and roll with advantage this time.
Okay.
Because the beetle just bit you.
Gotcha.
Oh, 12. And it
Not very good with a dagger.
Yeah, you just can't seem to get a good spot. It's pretty dark in here too, D1, even with your vision. It doesn't bite you again. It's still like bit into you, like it hasn't released yet.
I think I would try and offer my assistance.
Okay, Brandy, what would you like to do?
I mean, I'm pretty
I see him
dexterous.
struggling.
I don't
Yeah.
have the right height.
Are you gonna hit it with your rapier, or how are you gonna get rid of this thing?
I think what I would do is I would get out. I have a dagger, I'm sure. I would get out a dagger and I would just try and almost pop it out like you would, like a picture how you would pop out a staple, right? You want to get both sides at the same time, get underneath it, and just pop it out.
Yeah, I love that, actually. That's really, really clever, Brandy. Go ahead and roll to hit, and roll a 1d4 on top of that. Excuse me. Oh,
So many things checked.
it's insane. Yeah, that definitely hits Brandy. A 3? Nice, thank you.
So a 30 hit.
Yeah, it's insane. As soon as you get close to it, Brandy, and you find the edge of it, and you're able to release it. And you pop it right out, just like a staple. You get right underneath, like the cross little area there of the mandible and the beetle, whatever.
Get it out of there.
I don't know the parts. And you pop it right out. And D1, you feel it release, and the pain is a little bit more intense as when she removes the teeth. But then you can see this is quite a large beetle, so yeah, of course it would hurt. You knock it to the side, Brandy, and you kind of squish it with your boot. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would let it get back up.
Nice, perfect. And it flips on its back, and it exposes its soft belly, and you squish it. And it goo all over the bottom of your boot, Brandy. No problem, though. You look around, the rest of you look around. Brandy, you've managed to sit your lantern on the ground. In the meantime, as you tried to assist D1, and you notice that none of the lanterns are lanterns. What am I saying? None of the bugs seem to be anywhere near the lantern. They seem to be staying away.
Interesting.
From it. Yeah.
I think D1's gonna pull out one of his torches and light it.
Okay, Brandy, do you share the information?
Yeah, I think I would point out that our the bugs here seem to be a bit averse to the light.
Nice. Okay. You do. You pull out a torch easily enough, D1, and anyone else who wants to, after they hear the information, you can go ahead and do that too. As you make your way deeper into the tunnel here. It seems as though the noises get a little louder as you make your way. There's some squishing that you hear, you feel underneath your feet. As you make your way a little closer to a little bit of dim light coming from a passage in front of you. It's hard to see from where. Possibly a crack in the ground above. It's hard to say. You get close with the lantern and the torch, and the walls are moving, Ronan. How would you guys like to approach? As the cave here itself gets more narrow, it's probably safe to say that at some point here you're going to have to crouch down low to get by. How would you like to proceed?
I'm gonna hold my torch like right up to the wall and see like if it's completely covered in bugs.
Right up to the wall?
Yeah, like I'm just gonna put my torch like right up tight against the wall so it's like touching the wall.
That's what you see.
Tons of bugs, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't like that.
Disgusting.
I was a step further away from the wall.
Okay.
Like, a step further away, like,
Yeah, you're like in the middle of the room, more or less. The ceiling is probably about a foot above you at this particular area.
Yeah, glancing up warily, too.
Okay.
Oh, my first spell slots.
Yeah, Aliva, you notice they're everywhere. They're hanging. There are groups of them that are moving together in like a giant clump across the floor.
I'm tempted to just like set the entire place ablaze.
Yeah, whatever you would like to do, you absolutely feel free. Take a moment here, and you guys can talk about it. You're in a safe spot right now, but you see ahead of you, with all of the light. There's no reason to make you roll a perception check. All of you can see well enough. Right ahead of you, there's an area where you're going to have to duck down. Like I said, you're going to have to crouch down pretty low to the ground. It's probably a 3-foot section at the most at a spot high. So you're going to have to duck down pretty low in this with all these bugs everywhere. So you definitely have to figure out. You can see that there's some kind of light coming from an area above or in front of you, maybe 70 feet, maybe 80 feet.
Okay, how long is the opening that we're gonna have to crouch down and touch the walls?
This is probably the last 60-70 feet.
Oh, so we gotta go 70 feet all touching
Yeah.
the walls?
Yeah, I mean more like they're right beside you now. I mean, well, not yet, but they will be. You're looking at probably a 3x4 opening. At some points, it's a little bit tighter. Now, this is going to be a little easier for Brandy. She's a little smaller. And I'll let you guys discuss this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
And remember, you have tools. You have tools and items and things, and you might have something useful in your bag that you might have forgotten about, or not.
Yeah, nothing that I can see that would help for this. At least not on mine. Is there any water around?
In this cave, roll a perception check. Actually, roll a perception check for me, D1. See if there's water around. Let me see here. 22. D1, it does not appear at all like there's water here at all. Like, not even a drop. And as far as that goes, there's so many bugs, it's hard to see the floor. They're everywhere. Like, the picture here, I was trying to do it justice, but like, that's everywhere. They're hanging above you. They're all over. Like, I didn't want to say Temple of Doom, but Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try burning them off the wall. I'm gonna say I'll take this side and I'll go to the right side of the wall, and somebody else light a torch and hit the other side, and let's just try to burn as many of them.
Honestly,
off
I
as
was
we
wondering
can.
like about a searing smite.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Yep.
I just
You
didn't
can try
know
whatever you
how
like.
many how big of an area it would, I guess, affect.
Yeah, I can look at. I was just looking through my spells. You have. Yeah, Searing Smite, it gets applied to your weapon. I don't know if that would work like that.
Yeah, I don't think that would be helpful in this situation.
Okay.
What else do you have? Command, Detect Evil and Good. Toll the Dead. What's the range for Toll the Dead?
Yeah, but I didn't know if that would
target.
echo would attract other things to us.
Yeah, and it's only one creature. You can only really hit one bug at a time. See, I've got a few spells that would get it up like 15 to 20 feet. But if it's 70 feet, I don't have to cast a spell like 8 times.
Yeah.
I don't have a spell slot for that.
While you're
I do have
thinking about
the wand of magic missiles, which I guess can
you do.
Again, that targets creature, so it would target each missile would target one bug. You'd get 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just keep
Also,
using it over and over and over and
That's
over.
hilarious. Ronan and Brandy. Also, roll me a perception check, the two of you, please. Sorry, I turned that down a little before you. Sorry about that. It's way louder than I meant it to be.
It's giving like Sephiroth vibes a little bit.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can see
A
it.
little bit.
Nice. Perfect. All right, both of you. That's perfect, actually. Ronan, as you stand here, kind of looking at the situation, looking around you, how do you feel? Does this weird out Ronan? Is he comfortable? Is he a little bit tweaked out? How do you feel about this?
I'm strangely comfortable, more trying to just keep the appearance of like I'm not trying to worry the group because I can see every one of these motherfuckers.
You can with your vision. It's true. You can see everything in here. Everything is moving, Ronan. The whole place.
Yeah, so I'm trying not to look worried, I guess.
Okay. That's fantastic. Can you do me a favor and roll me a deception check? You can have some fun with this. I love that, Ronan. No, that's perfect. You're doing exactly what you said. You are doing a very good job of keeping your worry
Shit
veiled.
together.
Yeah, you're keeping your shit together well. Yeah. On top of that, Ronan, you notice a couple of these beetles are getting really close to that smear, that bug that you crushed. And as soon as they get close to it, you notice there's kind of a chain reaction of movement in that area as the bugs kind of start to move in a line in your direction. They seem to be able to sense maybe there's some kind of a chemical.
Yeah, they smell the gunk on my boots.
And same with you, Brandy. You notice as you look around here with your 22, which is great. At the lantern that you place by your feet, as you look around here in your boot, you notice the beetle that's laying dead. There are other beetles around it, and they seem to be kind of squeaking and chirping and communicating maybe. And as soon as this commences, they start to move slowly in a line towards you as well.
Towards me?
Towards you, because you actually have the residue on your boot as well.
Just gonna look at everybody and say, okay, we need to get going.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm running.
So I'm gonna go right up to the thing. I'm gonna tell everybody to stand way back. And actually, I'm gonna stand way back too. And I'm gonna send
Okay.
Actually, I got 150 foot range, so Rummy's gonna stand.
So when you say stay back,
like move back towards like away from the tight opening.
okay. So back towards like the
almost
entrance
back
where you
towards
guys
the
came in.
entrance, yeah.
So you have
Yeah, I
like
gotcha.
you have like a good probably 20 feet that you're in. So you have a good 20 feet back to the entrance. If you want to go all the way back to the entrance, you can.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
have
go-
that much room.
Go back to the entrance.
You just have to be sure. Like I said, how are you going to? Sorry, I'm asking really detailed questions, but it's important. How are you approaching this? Like, how are you going to go back to the entrance?
It's
Describe
only
it.
20 feet. I'm just gonna be holding my
Yeah.
lantern in front of me and
Okay.
just walk slowly backwards.
Got you. Okay, you're going to walk slowly backwards. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Is anyone following D1?
Yeah, I'm gonna be yelling at get back, everybody, get back.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
to make sure this is what's going
I'm
on
listening.
here.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Rummy,
He's not
Rummy
gonna-
is gonna fire a fireball right into the narrow part of the cave.
Sure, sure. Ronan, you as well? You're in the back as well?
Sure.
Okay. Just want to make sure that he's, I can see what his plan here is. Perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
We're gonna blast a fireball right through the narrowest part of the cave where we'd have to touch the walls.
All right, D1. This is good stuff. How are you casting the spell?
Rummy is, but he's got 150 foot range, so he should be able
He
to get
does.
from all the way back. Yeah.
Okay. And you're using the wand for this.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Can you do me a favor and link that, just a description, so I can just double check a couple of things for technicality reasons? I already researched all this beforehand because I had a feeling this might happen, but I just want to see. Some point range, 20-foot radius sphere. Yep. Okay. This is fantastic. All right, perfect. How this is going to work is you are going to choose an area. You're going to blast the fireball at it. I'm going to roll a series of dice. 4d20 total. And those are going to count for each quarter of that sphere. You understand?
Okay.
That's how we're going to do it.
Sure. Yeah. and he's
Even
gonna
though it
fire
won't matter, I have a
yeah.
feeling. But we're going to see here. Hold on
Yeah,
one
he's
second.
gonna get it to land like 30 feet into the narrow part of the cave.
Give me 1 second here. All right. Sorry, say that again. My bad.
Right into the middle of the narrow part, like however long the narrow part where we'll have to crouch down and touch the walls. He's gonna fire it right in the
Let me
middle
choose.
of that narrow part.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you could technically see it if you look down the passage. Does Rummy have dark vision? I'm trying to remember.
I think so.
I think he does too. Well, I always ask you this. I feel like. Doesn't matter. We're gonna let it happen. I'm just. Okay, let me roll these dice.
Yeah, here I'll roll. I don't know if I have to roll
Oh.
the damage. It's gonna be.
4. Okay, let me just tell you right out of the bat that I have 2 successes and 2 fails. So a whole half of the sphere. And I can also tell you that when. Okay, let me see what you got. 29. So that is half for.
Half for a save, full for a yeah. So
Half
it'd be,
And then full for half. Okay. Here's the thing. Let me see if I can explain this without actually just telling you, because that's D&D. All right. Everyone gets back behind you, kind of near the entrance, and gets close to the entrance so that you don't get, see that the bugs aren't near you. And everyone's kind of being very vigilant about having the fire near the bugs. As you do this, Rummy casts the fireball down the spell. It starts as a tiny little spark, and as it grows in distance, it grows in size. It makes its way to its destination, D1, and a loud explosion happens. There is a moment where you can get a good glimpse of all of the bugs in the hallway here, in this part of the cave, just because of the light that is illuminated by the fire, by the explosion. And as this happens, you hear a sound, D1, like a million chipmunks screaming.
Alvin!
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Chipmunks.
You notice the walls fall onto the ground around the explosion like sheets of black marbles as they fall onto the ground and they pile. But the area is quickly covered in with new beetles. D1. I'll say roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
In the moment that happens. As you are very, you know what? Do it with advantage because you're being very observant of this.
Okay.
I would say everyone roll a perception check for me with advantage. Fuck it.
There you go.
Yeah,
25.
everybody. Wow, 25. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and just get a nice big. God, you guys are rolling like champs. Okay, this is pretty damn great. Okay, this is good. As soon as the fireball goes down the hallway and it explodes with this massive burst of energy, the wave of fire that erupts from it, the heat bursts down both sides of the cavern here. Everyone here in the hallway feels the wave of heat. You're not damaged by it, of course, but you feel the wave of heat. And all of you see for a moment, there's an inscription on the wall underneath the bugs. It's carved deep into the rock, into the passage here. And it's hard to know what it says, and you only see it for a moment before the bugs cover it back up. But now that you can see them, they're massive beetles. There's some centipedes here that are very large. All of them seem very dangerous to you. You get a good idea of the spikes and the spines on the backs of some of these beetles. The beetles fill back in pretty quickly, although you do have a couple of piles of dead beetles now on each side. What would you like to do?
What did that say on the wall, guys? Anyone catch that?
With my perception, probably not.
I would say Brandy and D1. Just because you're a little. You know what? I'm not gonna be a jerk. You all saw the inscription. It's some kind of language for sure. Nothing that any of you recognize though.
Okay.
It's completely covered now with bugs again. That whole area, and you did a lot of damage to the beetles there, but it seems as though it was all for nothing. They're just dead beetles now in the pile, kind of obstructing your passage a little bit more.
Okay.
Well, I feel like we just rang the dinner bell. You guys just want to wait here at the mouth of this entrance and kill them out as they come?
If anything comes, if we give it 10 minutes here to see if anything comes, I'll cast Comprehend Language and see if I can scrape that part of the wall clear with a torch.
Well, yeah.
There's
So
thousands of them. So
yeah, they're everywhere. They're all around you too.
I'm inclined
I don't know
to
about
kinda
this.
just push forward.
I mean, that might be best too.
Yeah.
But just move ahead and see if we can't get to an area where they aren't around.
Yeah.
What do I have in my bag?
All right.
Anything we can cover ourselves with?
Yeah, anything you'd like to try and do here, you can absolutely try and, like I said, this is D&D, man, so any cool creative ideas you have, throw them at me.
Well, first off, I would say it seems like the bugs are after the residue of their friends. So if you got any on you, let's
They
get
are.
it off.
And they're getting slowly closer to you as they seem to be sensing where it's at.
Yeah,
you can't
so
be
I'd wanna
sure if
wash it
they're
off.
yeah, you can't be sure if they can smell it or if there's some kind of like pheromone or something that's happening there. I guess it's the same thing. Brandy, you want to try and wash it off?
Yeah, I think I would use a spare piece of clothing or something.
Okay.
It's not like I have this, soap and everything with me, but I probably
Yeah.
could use some water from probably have a flask of water somewhere.
Yeah, so
Yeah, what does her flask have in it?
it has alcohol in
You
it.
don't need to know. It's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So
little bit of this, a little bit of that.
it's
Yeah,
like,
little bit of that.
Still,
funny.
you know, I could get a little wine on an old shirt and then try and wipe the bug juice off my shoe. And
yeah. So Brandy, you have that flask. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you can determine how strong or weak that alcohol in the flask is.
that's right.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I'm
you can
wondering
actually make some really crazy alcohol, and you can clean it with that, I guess.
We can make fucking Molotovs if that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
We
use
want-
this.
we want
These get high alcohol percentage.
What have I given you?
Yeah, hold on, wait. We want to remember these bugs. You know, we could
That's amazing, actually.
we
have this-
can bomb this whole place.
You have,
pretty much.
dude,
We can
you
fire
have
bomb
the
it.
materials.
I mean, I'm okay with leaving the bugs. Just bugging. Just living their
whatever
lives.
you'd like to do.
Yeah. I'm wondering if shape water affects like all liquids or just water.
I think it's just water. But double check that. I think I read that.
It says choose an
Wait.
area of water.
Yeah.
And she can't make just water out of that flask. It's always booze.
It always has to have at least, even if it's just a little tiny bit of booze.
It says you can have weak wine or water.
Oh, does it say water?
I'm just looking at it now. It was so far up my list that
Oh,
find
thank you, Brandy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should just pulled it up myself. Okay.
no, that's okay.
Then if it says water, yeah, then you can make water with it. too.
An ancient drinking flask that is always full. At any
Yeah.
time, its contents are full of your choice of very strong wine, weak wine, or water.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I can choose a potion of some kind, but yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I would just keep it simple and just have it be water and try and get.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get
if,
our
if
bug
I
guts
see
off.
her pouring water out of her flask,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast shape water.
Yeah, it's just an endless stream of water coming out of her flask.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast this and turn it more into like a pressure washer to wash like.
Sure.
Yes, that's so
Just make
good.
like a big block of water and push it down the hallway.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's cool too. Yeah, what would you guys like? So Brandy, so is that how you're doing with her boot? You're just kind of pressure washing it as it were with the shape water. That's
And
brilliant,
anyone
actually.
that has any bug guts on them, I'd say let's get it rinsed off and let's get moving.
Yeah. Here, and you know what? While you're doing that, let me do this just to see how much time you have before the bugs get here. And you do have some time. So, Brandy, you go ahead and roll I guess D1. Who's actually doing this? Well, this is not an action.
I think she's pouring the flask onto her boot to wash the guts off, and I'm just sort of
you just pressure washing it.
yeah, moving it, making it have a little more force behind it.
All right, so as soon as you begin to do this, Grumback and the Valora Chew members look at you, and their eyes get very wide, and Grumback looks and problem solvers. Surely we will be successful in this endeavor. So he looks at you, and you see the bug guts just kind of, falling off of the boot. Brandy, your boot is becoming quite clean, actually. You just figured out a brilliant way to clean things. I mean, you could just quit adventuring right now and open up a washing business, really, if you wanted to.
There you go.
I mean, if the bugs are attracted to
Mhm.
the whatever pheromones or whatever of
Yeah.
the other bugs, can we not just like sacrifice a large enough number of bugs to draw the other bugs to them?
I mean, we just
In-
killed a
in
whole
theory.
bunch of them.
Yeah, but they're in our way now, right?
They are. Yeah,
little
that
bit, yeah.
sounds like a
So
cool idea
are
as
they
well.
congregating where we want to go past?
No, so
No.
they were moving slowly to you, but with that great idea, both of your boots, Ronan, as long as you comply as well, with your boot, you cleaning your boot off, as long as you both do. Ronan, is your boot clean?
Yeah. Seeing
Okay.
Brandy do that, and I'm like, yeah, let's get this fucking shit off of my shoe.
Perfect, and you do it pretty quickly with haste, and you do it in time. The bugs kind of, after a little bit, seem a little confused, and they seem to just be wandering now, and they make their way back towards the wall to the collective. Nicely done, very nicely done. That was well thought out. All right,
So all the
You
dead
have-
bugs from the fireball, are they all like
Yeah.
just a pile of like?
They're all
slippery
piled up.
goo? Is it like are there
Yeah.
guts and stuff?
No, so it's mostly just dried, like it's more ash, the ashes of carapace. Is that right? It's more of the ashes, of the shells, if you will, from the burning. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably just push through, guys. I mean, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, I mean we know they don't like light, and we've got a good
the
bit of light
torches.
sources.
Yeah, maybe we should all light a torch, maybe 2 each, and just like have one in each hand. And
Yeah, I think I have 2 lanterns. Or at least one.
We have at least 5 torches.
Yeah.
yeah,
So let's
we
just
all
You have a
have
lot. The
I'm gonna
Valora
light-
Chew
I'm gonna
do
light
as
a
well.
second torch, so I have one in each hand.
Okay, D1, I love that. That's a good idea. So D1, you spark 2 torches, and you see in the room here you illuminate the room significantly more, all of you, with all of the torches being lit, and you can see all around you just the bugs. Okay.
We'll go single file and just keep our torches pointed all around us.
Okay. What is the order here?
I'll go in the front.
You notice this whole time too, Brandy, that, and yeah, Brandy, that Grumback is near the entrance. He hasn't really come in here. He's just hanging out near the entrance. So what is the order? I'm sorry.
Actually, first I'm gonna ask Grumback if he has any ideas or any tools that could help with this.
I prefer you devise a plan and I will follow. My head is not clear at the moment, friend. You can see him. He's a little hesitant. He's definitely not in his element. You knew he wasn't a big fan of the heights, but now his face is almost completely full of hopelessness as you look at him.
Big scary bugbear. Do you have any torches, Grummy?
He throws you 2.
Or I gotta hand them back to him. It's like, you light them, so we all have 2. And follow behind us all, and just keep your torches around you.
I am quite big. How would I fit through such a small area?
You're gonna have to
Hands
crouch.
and knees if you have to.
Yeah, we might have to crawl. I might have to do a bit of crawling in there too.
Oh,
How big am I? I'm actually not that big.
yeah. There's an area that's really, really small,
Yeah.
and it's
I'm
gonna
not-
be a squeeze for Grumback for sure. Sorry,
Yeah. How tall is Grumback?
Grumback is
He's like 7'6" or something.
he's like 8 now. He's like 8'4" or something. He's very close to Claire. What Claire was.
I mean, I'm only 6'3".
Yeah, he's really tall and really wide, and it's gonna be really hard for him to fit through there.
Now you're gonna have to figure it out, Grumback. Otherwise, I don't think you want to be sitting back here by yourself. That's not gonna be fun. All right, I think we're just gonna go. I'll go first, and then whoever wants to line up behind me.
I'll be behind you, but I'm gonna tie torches to the tip of my glaive and have that like 5 feet in front of you.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Do the
smart
rear
idea.
with the board chew.
Okay, you got it. So. All right. Ronan, are you first? You said with your glaive, you attached the.
I'm behind D1, and I have the glaive extended out in front of us.
All right, perfect. And you're affixing the torch to the glaive.
Uh-huh.
All right, perfect. All right, Brandy, where are you at in this whole mix? Are you in the middle?
I would say I'm the middle towards
Middle?
the end.
Okay. Perfect. All right, let me do this so that everyone knows. Copy. Sorry, this is so crude, but the next one's really cool. The next one's way better. I couldn't find a really cool way to do this map. I'm sorry. Let me see. D1. Nice. Ronin. That guy is. There, how we feel about that?
Looks good.
Perfect. All right, let me do this. Cool. All right, guys. So, I love this. This is a great plan. I hope you're getting good visuals like in your head. I hope that you're seeing like this imagery. Cuz I think this would be terrifying in real life if you had to do this. All right.
It would be fun.
This would be miserable for me. Okay. D1. You and Ronan are up front. You make your way a little closer into the tunnel here, the cave, to the pinch point, the bottleneck, if you will. Right at the entrance here, where you have to kind of get down low to the ground. 3x4. We're talking here. Ronan is right behind you with the glaive with the torch affixed to it. I'm not going to make you roll a check on that, Ronan. There's no reason to. You affixed it to your glaive with no problem. And the torch is kind of on the end. How do you guys want to handle this? Because it's a very small entrance.
Yeah, if I have to crouch, or I'll just get down as low as I can and see if I fit through.
Sure, D1. You get as low as you can down to the floor here. There's no bugs near you because everyone is cramped very tightly with torches. You realize now, D1, that now that you're this low, roll an investigation check. See if you do realize. Oh. Intimidation, that was weird.
Yeah, it was just
All right.
It was right above.
Yeah. 14. Yeah, you know what? You notice the hole here, the now that you're close to the ground here, and the floor here, you realize it's going to be very difficult to maintain torches in front of you, behind you, above you when you're crawling through here, just because of the nature of how small this is. As a matter of fact, now that you're low to the ground, D1, you see the next 70 feet is going to be hard. There are parts ahead that seem just a little bit tighter, and there are parts that seem a little wider. As a matter of fact, there's a part about 30 feet ahead of you, and I'm giving you descriptions to decide whether or not you want to write this stuff down. It's up to you. About 30 feet ahead of you, after the crawl space, is a stand-up area.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep crawling, moving forward, trying to keep the torches in front of me as much as possible.
All right, D1. You get down low to the ground and begin to crawl. Ronan, how close do you stay behind D1? You have your glaive on your torch here, so you have a lot of area in front of you if you want to give him some room.
I think I would just try to maintain the distance that I've been keeping.
Okay, so it's more like that. Perfect. It's probably more like that. All right. Okay. D1, you begin to crawl through the hole, the crevice here. Ronan, you follow too?
Yeah.
All right, Brandy. It doesn't really. Sorry, there's another short joke for Brandy.
Right.
This is actually beneficial, though. Brandy, you find it a lot easier than you're seeing your companions here squeezing through. And now that you're down here, Brandy, you notice, too, you have no idea how Grumback's going to get in here. No idea.
Shit.
It's really tight in here. Like, as you make your way, you kind of just bending down a little bit as you make your way through. Kind of your back still straight, but your neck slightly bent. You're looking around. You get a really good visual, Brandon, because your perspective on the walls and the ceiling is different because you're not on the ground, and you can see where the bugs are and where they're not. You can see all the different types of beetles here, and centipedes and such. There's some roaches and things. As you continue, Aliva, are you following suit?
Yeah, I'm kind of taking the same plan. I am notably jumpier when I see a roach.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
So
trying
Aliva-
so hard not to show it, but I am uncomfortable.
All right, that's perfect.
Look, I
Aliva.
have Misty Step, but that's not going to help anybody else. Aliva has Blessing of the Raven Queen, so she can teleport.
She
30
does.
feet.
Yep. She does.
Just gonna leave all you guys behind.
That's what I was thinking. I get Misty Step to the end.
If there ends up with a roach on me, I'm gone. Just I'm gone.
Nice.
That's hilarious. All right, perfect.
I can target a bug and use charger.
Oh!
There you go.
Scared.
Oh, I have enlarged
Shish kebab.
reduce.
Or
I'm
shish
looking through
kebab.
my spells. I do have enlarged reduce prepared for today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So if
That's
Grumback,
massive.
I'm gonna let Grumback try first because it's the second
Yeah.
level spell slot. But if he gets
Yeah,
stuck
no,
stuck,
sure.
I can save him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Aliva, you get down close to the ground here, and you have your torch kind of ahead of you as you kind of use one hand along the ground as you shimmy your way on your hands and knees. Just behind Brandy, you make your way slowly. The Valora Chew also begin to make their way slowly in. You can see them very hesitant as well. You can see particularly Blue, who seems to be staying back with Grumback, not a big fan of the bugs, apparently. They begin to move forward here, and Grumback gets down low, and you can see, I would say, Aliva, I guess none of you really can. You would hear, I would say, some commotion from behind, very muffled voices, but very low, deep low voice. I will try. I will try. He gets down low. And I'm going to roll to see if he has the courage here. Oh, man. I'm going to use his inspiration. He has 1. And I
Got this,
and I got a
Grumback.
success. Yes. And he gets down low and he starts to sweat, but gets down low, really low to the ground on his belly. And he feels the crunching of the beetles below his tummy and his chest as he gets down low, and he pulls himself along the floor about 7 or 8 feet in. He realizes that he's too wide for the area ahead. As he gets closer, his shoulders are just not able to fit through. He has bugs now kind of crawling on his shoulders and some on his head as he begins to kind of what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna cast enlarged reduce on Grumback.
All right, do you want, let me just read this quick. See within range, small. Okay, so you have to see him. I'm sorry. You have to be able to see him. So I would say if you don't mind waiting a moment for everyone who's in front of him to get out.
Within range, always a range though.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm being such a whatever about this, but, you know.
Okay,
We can
we're
wait. Give him a second if you want.
We'll keep pushing forward for now to get to because you said like 30 feet ahead. This place where we can all stand up, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna yell back and run back and just say, just hang on. Let us get to the end. We'll get you through after we get.
You're encouraging him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone else encouraging him?
Oh yeah. I
guys-
definitely would try and give him a pep talk. You're doing
Nice.
great. Go, run back.
Cheering him on.
Won't
Perfect.
take me long.
Fuck it up, Buttercup.
Nice. All of you who's cheering him on, roll a persuasion check for me. The gods wanted you to have that 18, Brandon.
So
I'm gonna roll this. Perfect. Okay. Very nice, you two. And with the average, is there anyone else?
No.
Okay. With the average, you definitely succeed, and he calms down a bit. But you hear him kind of as he feels there's bugs, and you can see for a moment, Brandy, as you look back, he has bugs pretty much all over the backside of him. As he kind of is stuck in this one position here for a moment. As you all realize this, you continue to crawl into the area here. I would like all of you to roll me an acrobatics check for this one, for dexterity, please. Oh,
Look at Ronan with the natty 20.
jeez, Ronan. Let's see, Ronan D1. That's actually
so funny.
fantastic.
No,
14.
I tried to do a somersault and landed on my face.
So you continue to move closer, D1, to the area here where you can see that you can stand up a bit, and you get closer, and you under anticipate a stone below you, and you put your hand on it, and it kind of collapses underneath the pressure of your palm, and you twist your wrist for a moment. It doesn't feel like it's broken or anything, but it's sore. Your left wrist, it's sore, and it's probably going to hurt later. Ronan, you see D1 slip up for a moment, and you continue to move faster because you know that Grumback is dealing with stuff. You move quicker. As a matter of fact, as soon as you begin to pick up the pace, you motivate Brandy to pick up the pace as well. Not that she wasn't already, but she moves quicker. And as well as Aliva, Ronan, with your natural 20. Your natural 20 was awesome. And everybody is able to kind of get out of the tunnels here without any real problems, except for Grumback, who is literally stuck in an area here. D1, you have a perfect view of Grumback right now. Aside from all the bugs, there's a little tiny, well, not a perfect view, I should say you probably have a little bit of time before he is completely encumbered in bugs and you can't actually target him.
All right, I'm gonna chuck him. I'm gonna give Rummy half of my rope,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get him to fly a rope to him.
Okay.
Yeah, so just hang on to that, and then I'm gonna cast reduce on him.
All right. Rummy slowly makes his way into the chamber here, and Grumback sees Rummy and realizes that you're helping him. All of you are helping, like you're trying to give him a hand here, and you hand him the rope, and he for a moment he anticipates, he's scared, but he sees the bugs on his arm crawling up the cockroaches and such crawling on his fingers. And he moves and he grabs the rope, D1, and you cast enlarge reduce.
Yeah, I'm gonna reduce.
All right, perfect. That'd be hilarious if you enlarged him.
Yeah.
It would be Grumback mush, is what it would be.
And as soon as he's reduced, I'm gonna start pulling on the rope and try to drag him through.
What size is he reduced to? I'm sorry.
Half of his original size.
Oh, half. Perfect. So he's like the size of Brandy. Isn't he?
Yeah, you'd be
like around Brandy
like
size.
4 foot something, yeah.
So he goes, I feel something very
odd as okay. Okay, I'm coming a little closer. All right.
And he makes his way to you.
Oh,
Nice.
cute.
I'm gonna keep concentrating on the spell for the full minute.
Yeah, nice.
I never anticipated being
I'm sorry. Perfect. You find yourself in the room here, standing. It's probably 10 foot by 12 foot. The ceiling in here is probably 8 foot tall. Probably 9 foot tall to be fair. There's a tiny little crack above you in this cavern. This is a tiny little cavern here, like a little pocket, as it were. And there's up above you are the roots of a tree maybe or something, and there's a tiny little sliver of light that's shining down between the roots into this room, just giving you a little bit of light so that you can make out the area around you. And it's just a natural pocket of earth. Not earth, but before you notice the next little area that you have to crawl through, which doesn't seem to be too bad. It seems to be a little larger from what you can tell. What's the plan here? You have a moment here. You're in kind of an area here that the bugs don't seem to be bothering you with all of your light here. Although you can see they are pretty high up on the ceiling up above.
Yeah. Now, how much more caves we have to get through before we get to the end of that?
So that was a 30-foot section. So you have 40 feet of cave, and it's all tunnel now.
And it's super narrow again.
Not as narrow. No, you're looking at probably mostly stand up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody do the same thing, single file with the torches.
Okay. Same order.
I think the order was good.
Okay. So for this, we'll just go ahead and have everyone roll an agility check for me, or an acrobatics check for me. And this is just to make sure that you are stepping on ground that you can see. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
That's so good. Whoa.
This is dangerous.
7 and a 6. Ronan
All right.
went from a natty 20 to a 6.
And I'm gonna do Brandy gets advantage. So go ahead and roll again, Brandy.
Shit.
See if you get a natty 20. $22.
Did you say with
Do
advantage?
this.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was a 25 and a 22.
Okay, perfect.
So that is perfect. Thank you very much. And then Valora Chu, all together. Perfect. All right. Everybody succeeds except for Ronan and Oliva. There's a weak area above you as you begin to pass through. Your torch bumps up against the cave wall, and the rock is so brittle here in this area. You notice the inscription kind of to your right and your left. All of you do, but Brandy and Oliva and Ronan, as you get closer, Ronan, your torch bumps the wall. It's kind of slides off. It was like a layer of mud or something, kind of caked up on one particular area. And as soon as it slides off and onto the ground, you notice there's a crack underneath it, and a whole bunch more beetles begin to start to pour out from the crack in your direction here. Some of them are managed to hop onto your hand, Ronan. Oliva, one manages to hop on your left shoulder, but I would say there isn't any damage here. You guys all kind of managed to brush your way past into the next cavern here, the area where there's a little bit of moving water, running water that you can hear as you get close to it here. D1, you see that the bugs aren't anywhere near the running water. They don't seem to be going anywhere near it, and just across the other side of the kind of brisk moving little tiny mini stream that seems to be running in here, you can see it's completely clear on the other side of bugs. There are no bugs on the other side.
Okay.
What'd you guys like to do? You're kind of all the way through now. It's
Yeah.
you can cross the stream if you like.
Yeah, I think at this point we'll probably just keep with the torches and just push forward, try to get to the end.
Okay, easily enough, and you navigated the bugs here pretty easily, you guys. It was very well done. There was actually some real danger there, believe it or not, with some natty ones. But anyway, I'd like to give you this opportunity to take a break if you want, in the party, or if you guys want to get a drink. Before we move on, you guys can decide as soon as we cross this little stream here. We'll move on to the next area. So you guys let me know what you want to do.
Yeah, rest wouldn't be a horrible idea. Do you guys want to do
Sorry?
a quick break?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, I'll take a break. I'll be back in 1 minute.
All right. Sounds good.
Same. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Bunch of creepy, crawly carapaces.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It was interesting. I'm
Man.
actually like really curious what would have happened to Grudback if we didn't shrink him.
He wouldn't have been able to come.
Yeah,
Yep.
sucks to suck.
I know. It's true. No, that was really clever. Really, really clever. Just,
Yeah, I didn't realize that Sato had that spell.
I was worried too. I was like, man, how are they gonna do this? I wonder. Like, because I have some stuff that you guys don't know about, but wanted to see if you guys could come up with anything. It was great. Problem solvers.
Magic is the shit.
It's so great. I wanted to, I wanted to give you the creepy crawlies just a little.
Yeah, Ronan's strangely comfortable with the creepy crawlies after that fucking giant beetle.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons I was wondering. Is like, it's like, I wonder how they're dealing with, with bugs at this point, because they were the giant fire beetles that you guys fought.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So that was
fucking
before
thing
Jen
almost
joined.
melted our tank.
It's true. It's true. You guys still have that shield from the shell.
Oh shit, I still got those fucking the bugs, don't I?
You do. You still have sheesh, you still have all kinds of stuff. You still have the seed from
From Audrey, yeah.
from Audrey. Yep. Nice. Is everyone back?
I am.
Nice, perfect.
I don't know about anybody
I'm here.
else.
I'm
but-
here.
D1. D1, 2P and you. I should make cards for him to put up on the screen, like, of all of our characters. Did we lose him? Give him a second here. Uh-oh. Let me do this.
Oh, hey, sorry, I'm back, guys.
It's okay. No worries. All right. We're going to go ahead and do this. All right. Does everyone still have audio?
Yeah.
I've been having weird glitchy skippy stuff happening to me tonight. I don't know why on Roll20. Okay. So, as you make your way out of the tunnel here, Grumback kind of looks at all of you. He's very little now. You can see he's very humbled by this experience. You all kind of witnessed him losing a little bit of his courage for a moment. And he looks at D1 and kind of like puts his hand on his heart, D1, and kind of gives you a nod. I or I should say,
I appreciate.
No, I think because it only lasts 1 minute, so it depends. I don't know.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
well, before it wears off, or after, we'll say after. He kind of he says, I appreciate, you pulling me through, quite literally. I don't know what I would have done. I would have been eaten alive by bugs, and wouldn't have been able to get back out. That would have been a horrible little skeleton, wouldn't it? Just to leave for adventures in the future. Just this giant skeleton, bugbear skeleton.
Yeah. I mean, these bugs.
Telling a story. Yeah. Yeah. And he kind of gives you thanks and stuff, and you can see he's very, very grateful. He kind of goes to his side here, and he kind of reaches down into a pouch, D1. And you could see he pulls out. It's a dagger. It's probably about 3 inches long. The blade is only about 3 inches long. It's very little. And he pulls the handle of the sheath. He unsheathes it, and you can see all down the blade is just riddled with elvish style filigree, kind of just engraved into the blade in such a beautiful, elegant way. There's bits of kind of gold that kind of catch your eye every once in a while when he turns the blade, it kind of all through the blade, as well as the hilt and the handle. It's kind of made out of some kind of exotic wood. There's some kind of green gems or something, could be emeralds, in the hilt. There's like 3 of them seemingly. And there's also a little kind of tassel that's hung down on from the bottom of it, and it has some kind of inscription on the sheath. It's very odd language, and it's very, to you, you probably would know this. It's probably some form of Elvish, D1. And he hands it to you, and he says, "Thank you, my friend."
I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna leave you back there, big guy. I'm like, yeah, this looks like I'm always into a nice new blade.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's very light, from what you can tell, but very balanced.
Nice, yeah, I'll accept it. And
Okay.
just tell him no worries, we got it.
Perfect. All right. You all move in to the next area. You all cross the stream, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Get away
I
from the
wanna
bugs.
Take a peek around. Is it just like a big room, or?
Sure, Ronan. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. $14. So this particular little area of the cave here, Ronan, seems natural, from what you can tell. There's some pieces of root stuck down from the ceiling, if you can call it a ceiling, from the roof of this place. It's like a giant ant colony. If you could imagine, if a giant ant colony were to build a colony here out of the rock, this is kind of, if you can imagine, like envision that. This is one of the big chambers. This is kind of like the best way to describe it. It's just a giant void in the ground here. With a stream of water moving through it. This area was probably carved out of this, of the ground, carved out of the ground by this fast-moving water, for which you can see is kind of going down into a very tiny little hole, kind of underneath a boulder to your left as you observe, Ronan.
Okay, so there's like nothing noteworthy around on the ground or anything like that?
Doesn't seem to be. No, it's very, very bland and boring here. Very earthy. There aren't any colors that stick out to you. There aren't any. Doesn't seem to be any artifacts or coins or anything. Anything out of the ordinary. Very natural here, from what you can tell. In this place, the water. You know what? I'll say this: your perception is pretty high. It's pretty good for this. The water is quite cold to the touch, but it's seemingly pretty clean and clear from what you can tell at first glance. as it's moving quite quickly here in front of you. All right. Is everyone set to go ahead and move forward?
Yeah, I think D1 would continue pushing.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. As you move on into the next area, before you guys move, give me a moment here because I have dynamic lighting enabled, and I don't want to ruin stuff for you. Give me a second. How we'll do this is we'll take it in chunks of time, right? In chunks of in-game time. So according to D&D, 6 seconds is 30 feet of movement equals 6 seconds, right? Is how much you can move, unless you have like bonuses or anything like that. So we're just going to play within those rules, right? While we move around in this area here. And I'm only doing that just to make it more fun rather than just running through the cave and just exposing everything, right? So that way we'll be able to have a little bit more fun with it, and your choices will be a little bit more rewarding or a little bit more consequential, we'll say, in that regard.
Catastrophic.
Exactly. So I will go ahead and give you guys the floor here. We have about a half an hour more of play, so we'll go ahead and do that. And if anyone wants to do anything at all, now is the time to use your imagination. If you have stuff in your bags, if you have items that you've been holding on to, anything at all, here we go.
Yeah. First of all, I think my invisible servant is probably gone now.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Yeah, because I was I gotta keep concentration for that.
I you know what I do, man? You know what I do? I copy them from another. I copy all of them and I paste them on the map, so I don't have to redo the dynamic lighting and everything with them. I'm sorry about that. I totally forgot to.
I think it is invisible servant concentration. I can't remember now.
I
maybe it's not, but
I don't think that one is.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. How long does it last? 1 hour. Yeah, so it's going. It lasts 1 hour, but it's not concentration.
I am just wanting to get through this place as fast as possible, so I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
I don't know how close we are to the horror, but we might want to rest before we find this thing. We just got beat up by some bats and now some bugs.
Oh, I can be lookout because some of you guys got beat up.
Yeah, but I'm okay actually.
I'm doing all right.
I'm good.
All right. Yeah. Does anyone need? We'll say this. Does anyone need a rest?
D1 for spell slots more than anything, but in a short rest,
Yeah.
give me what does a short rest give me?
Well, this is a pretty little narrow area here. I mean, you could rest right here if you wanted, or you could explore a little. Or remember, you have tools at your disposal, guys. You have that fold away tent that you guys haven't used in a while. You only need 5 feet for that to set that up.
Yeah, I'm good, but I think if the group as a whole needs to rest, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, whatever you'd like to do. D1, you have your ring. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff here.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, we'll keep pushing on for now, but I'm
Okay.
just gonna let everybody know
Yep.
at some point we should do a rest before we
Sounds good.
run
Sure.
into anything really scary looking.
You notice that D1 is just still, a little bit. You could tell he's he's a little
Tapped
used
out.
up. Yeah. As you kind of continue here. All right. So we'll go ahead and move everyone to the junction here. Bam. Shit. Hold on. There. That way you can see a little bit more. Wow, Ronan, I'm like looking through your character's perspective now. Your fucking eyesight is so far. All right, perfect. I will let you guys go ahead and take the floor here. Just remember, if you don't mind, we're gonna just take it slow. All right.
Yeah.
D1. Sorry, you in front of you. You see there's a whole bunch of rock collapsed to your in the northern corridor here. But go ahead and tell me what you'd like to do. As you look in front of you, the cave here, it's pretty wide in certain areas. You have some room here to kind of go 2 by 2 if you wanted to, seemingly.
Yeah,
Take one of the torches and go
right?
to. Sorry, go on.
What do you guys think? Left or right?
I think I'd take the torches and stand on either way and just kind of see. First of all, does the flame move for either one of them? Like, do we have airflow from either side?
Ooh, Aliva, really, really smart.
And then I
where
would
would
want
you?
Grum back in the forge shoe to sniff to see if they can smell anything from either end too.
Okay, I love that recommendation. Aliva, go ahead and move to an area that you think would be best to kind of judge this airflow. Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, give me
Do one side from the other.
Yeah, no, this is a great idea. Let me.
I would have snuck my torch out at some point and put that away.
All right, Aliva, roll an investigation check for me. I think this is right. Oh, dude!
Nice. With the 3 of the guidance.
Wow, that's awesome, Aliva.
I really want to know.
Yeah.
He really wants to know.
Holy crap. Jeez. All right. Is there a breeze coming from any direction? I would say yes, Aliva. Actually, you test it down in the lower corridor, in the upper corridor. There seems to be air moving from both directions. With your natural 20, though, that's not going to be good enough because you rolled a natural 20. In the upper corridor, it seems to be a little less apparent.
Okay.
Although I will say this, Aliva, as you make your way in the northern corridor here to check, and I'm just going to give you a little bit more with your nat 20, you notice there's a stagnant air that's kind of lofting in this area. I'm pinging the map for you. If you want to investigate, you can.
Okay. I shall.
All right, go ahead and roll an additional investigation check for me, please. We're doing this because you got a nat 20 and, felt right. That's a 15. Really nice. Aliva, there's another corridor up to the left here, seemingly. There's the smell of stagnant air, but from what you can tell, it's quiet, and you don't see any creatures or anything in here. It seems very safe, I would say. And I'm only doing this because of your nat 20. Like, I'm giving you a whole bunch here because it's worth it. So let me do this. Just so you can see.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'd relate all of this to everybody, and I think I can't tell if it's a skeleton up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just bile bones.
I'd relay everything that's quiet up there. There's a skeleton of some kind, but nothing living that I can see.
Sure.
Does
Really
it
smart,
have
Aliva.
Any clothing or bags or anything around it?
I didn't get that close.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
But if you need to rest, that might be an okay place. But then again, I don't know why that person died. So.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I'm gonna sort of drag the Laura Chu up here and sort of point up, point down, and just sort of We'll stare at them and see what they do.
They look in your direction, D1, and they just seem to be waiting to see what you do. From what you can tell, they're kind of leaned up against the wall here, just observing the party.
So they haven't been down here before.
The one, the closest one to you, kind of gets a little closer, kind of hops around a little bit like a monkey would. Kind of gets down to the ground, looks in the northern corridor. Here, let me do this, and then kind of looks in the southern corridor. Crap. And kind of looks back up at you, and like it's almost waiting to hear for your response.
I'm gonna look at Oliva and say, yeah, I don't think these monkeys know where the hell they are. I mean, we can always just start marching down one of them, and if it doesn't work out, we can come back and hit the other one.
Yeah. Though keep in mind that there's the north tunnel does have two different branches. The one to the dead end of the corpse, and then another one up to the right.
You guys want to try going south first?
Makes no difference to me.
Yeah, I'd say I have a feeling they're all going to connect anyway, but let's just go. I think it makes a big difference.
Alright, I'm gonna slowly start making my way down the southern tunnel then.
We could always send our friends to scout. A little bit. Bitters and Rummy.
We could send Bitters and Rummy to scout, yeah.
They're faster than we are.
Very
Yep,
true.
we can do that if you want to. It'll just take a little bit of time to send them around. Yeah. So is that the consensus is to take the southern corridor?
Yeah, and we'll send Rummy and Bitters ahead of us.
Yeah,
Alright,
we'll
sounds
move
good.
as they move.
Sure. All right, here I'm gonna put him a little bit closer, and then I'll move you guys up here too, just so we know where everybody is. Perfect. Okay. So, D1, as you lead the group kind of as it were, like around the corner here, you smell kind of the moisture in the air here, like a water source maybe somewhere, or something. As you kind of round the corner here, the air is very kind of humid. And are you sending Rummy? You said Rummy and
yeah, we'll have
Bitters?
them ahead of us scoping the area.
Okay. I would say how long do they? I think they have like 30. Would they each have 30?
Oh, for movement?
I'll go ahead and let you move them. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you move them.
Bitters might have 60.
I was wondering if the flight is more on Bitters.
Bitters is in let me look
Is
at
it
it.
the care? Is it? Yeah.
Story character? Where do we put Bitters?
Is that where it is?
No, NPCs. Oh, reference mod rules. Could have sworn I had the owl in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is. And movement. Yeah, fly 60 feet. So Bitters is faster. Bitters can move 60 feet every 6 seconds.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So if you want to just kind of hopscotch a little bit here, and if you do that, then the rest of the group is just kind of hanging out in the corridor here. Unless anybody wants to do anything in the meantime, you guys have to just let me know.
Now the only thing about Bitters is how far from Brandy can Bitters go?
I think it's 100.
100 feet? That sounds right, yeah. Yeah, 100 feet, yeah. So Bitters can go 100 feet from Brandy.
Nice.
But can move
Yep.
60 feet every 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually. So you just have to keep up a little bit with them.
Yeah. But it could be a nice scout so we can see if there's spooky monsters up there.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Is that the plan then?
Yeah, we'll just keep moving them forward.
All right. Is anyone deviating from the group and or doing anything different, or are you all sticking together?
Not me.
Okay, I had to ask. All right,
Power in
perfect.
numbers.
Yes. Okay. We'll go ahead and let you do Bitters and Rummy here. As you get to the first rock collapse here, Rummy, you kind of see it in the distance here. Rummy and Bitters, both please roll me a perception check. Oh
Nice.
my God. Jesus. All right.
I got a crit and still rolled lower than Brandy.
I know. It's so funny. It's silly. Rummy, you round the corner pretty quickly. Bitters following behind you at the same speed, a little quicker, but holding back, kind of keeping up. And you both make it to where you are, Rummy, and you see pretty quickly, Rummy. Now that you're a little higher up off the ground, the rock falls up here are a little odd, D1, as you're looking through Rummy's eyes. It's a little strange that they're all just kind of in this one little area here. As you kind of look around, Rummy, D1, you're very familiar with caves, and you know that rock crumble collapses and things happen, but sometimes animals and such will use means, you look up above you, D1, and you see 3 ropers really, really close to the cave ceiling, just very, very quiet. It's a miracle that you even saw them because they're so still and quiet, but you're used to them, D1. And then the glimmer of the moisture off of their some of their tentacles gave it away.
Okay.
I'm gonna move you both closer because of your nat 20. And Brandy, you see the ropers as well. They are here, 2 and 3.
All right, I'm gonna relay that information back to Aliva and Ronan.
Here, let me do this. See them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to relay the information back to Aliva and Ronan?
Okay.
A couple beasts up there.
We can always
Beasts we
scout
should
the
avoid?
northern path.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say
Ronan
we
might try to sneak
turn
in
around.
a tiny bit more, but yes. Just as
You want
long
to?
as- Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so from where he is now, it looks like it does continue to the east. And there's a pool of water in a little room out there, but there's some beasts along the wall, yeah. Now, we might be able to sneak by them, but... we could end up in a scrap.
Yeah, I say we try to avoid that.
Yeah, let's check around the other way.
Sure.
All right. Yeah.
We'll start. We'll just remember that, take note, and try heading north.
All right. Rummy, are you Bitters and Rummy together? Are you guys moving through the room into the corridor to the right, or are you moving back down south to go back the way you came?
Rummy will motion for Bitters to fly back because he can only be 100 feet from Brandy.
Yeah. Bitters would
And-
fly back up around.
Actually, Rummy's gonna come back for now too. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
You got
they
it.
Both are.
All right. You got it, Rummy. Sounds good.
I would have headed up around north.
Okay, Ronan. Yeah. You head around the corner here. The Valora Chew boat, basically, they kind of back up against the wall here. They're all holding torches. So you can see that they're kind of illuminating the air a little. They're helping a little bit. They kind of line up against the walls here. Make it a little easier for you to see, Ronan. Perfect. I would say roll a perception check for me, Ronan. "23. Man, you guys are killing it. You see the rock crumble in front of you here, the rubble on the floor, kind of just to your west here, Ronan. And you look up high. You try and see if there's anything at all on the ceiling, and you totally deduce it. You totally push it aside as if it's doesn't matter until you see it move, the tentacle, Ronan. There are 2 ropers up high, seemingly right above Green. Probably about 50, 60 feet.
All right, I am going to. Grunbad's right there. I will tap him on the shoulder and whisper to him, "Tell your little buddy to come back here. There are ropers above him about 60 feet."
Who you say this to?
To Grunbad.
Oh, I'm gonna roll here just to see. Oh, nice. He kind of walks very quietly over to Green here and just kind of puts his left arm down on him, and he just starts to pull him. Oh crap! He just starts to pull him and inch him a little bit closer to this direction here, with success. Well done, Ron.
And then I'm going to motion to that little group, like, to get down. And I will crouch down as well and wait for everybody else to come up. And I'll inform them of the position of these 2 ropers.
All right, you got it, Ronan.
So it looks like there's beasts both ways. We're gonna have to try sneaking by some of them. Or just kill them.
I think we might have an easy enough time just killing them.
Assuming there's only just 2 and that the noise doesn't attract the others.
True. I mean, I would suggest
they hunt by sound or sight.
I would suggest we try sneaking by, and then if they wake up and attack, well then that would settle that.
Then they'd get the drop on us. Why don't we just start with the drop on them? I'm just kind of like side-eyeing Aliva in her heavy-ass armor.
Side-eye you back.
Yeah, I'm not... Does Brandy know much about these?
We fought them before.
Yeah, roll a history check, Brandy.
Yeah, but Brandy doesn't remember that. And neither does me. I know we fought them before, but I can't remember anything about them. See, I don't know nothing.
Brandy, you probably were drinking. You were probably
at the
hitting
time,
the flask.
I can't recall.
You do remember fighting something in the cave underneath
But did they
someone's
have good
home?
vision? Did they have bad vision? Could they hear right?
Yeah, it's so hard to
How
remember.
aggressive
Brandy.
were they? Who knows?
Roll a nature check to recall specific lore about specific creatures. That's what I should have done before, but... Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
Nice.
That's hilarious right now. I can't even...
So silly.
I can't even...
Light bulb moment.
That's right.
Especially because I don't have any
Oh,
points
Jesus.
in that at all.
Oh.
Intellect is like my lowest.
So silly.
That is
Brandy,
This is D&D, everybody.
this is D&D. For a moment, Brandy, you're like, damn it, have I ever fought these fucking things? And you're like, I must have been drinking. And then you're like, wait a minute. I did. I remember seeing the skull underneath the pond, and I looked up, and I remember it came down, and it wanted to hug all of us. And you remember all that now. You remember it. These things are ferocious and vicious hunters. They they're kings of ambushing, and they wait for their prey. They whatever they can catch, they will eat. Whatever they can catch.
Probably already know we're here, man.
Yeah, I mean they appear like stalagmites and stalactites. They move pretty much freely across the surface. They have these little cilia that wiggle and wave around. That kind of it's a horrible sight to behold one of these things. They say it's an evolved, mature form of a piercer, which is another creature that you can find in caves. But aside from that, I'm sorry, you got a natural 20, so I'm trying to sell you something good. They'll digest anything they eat, with the exception of platinum, gemstones, magical items, which can sometimes, you remember, be retrieved from the creature's gizzard after death.
Oh, sure, that's right.
Yeah. So, if you take the time to sift through its remains when you kill it, you might find something special. All right.
So it sounds like we don't want it to get a drop on us, because that'll suck. We don't want to waste time fighting it, but...
Even with Oliva, her natural 20, I had to decide whether or not I was going to let her see them, or because it was technically an investigation check that Oliva did. So that's why we did it that way, Oliva. But they didn't see you, so trudging around in your armor. So we kind of, we pulled the wool over their eyes for that one. All right. Yeah. How do you guys want to approach it? Actually, sorry, I'll let you guys scheme and plan. But before we actually do any actions, we'll. So what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy trying to sneak by him. But if you guys want to preemptively strike, that's.
Yeah, if we use a little bit of tactical decision making here, we can fuck one of them up just right quick and in a hurry.
Yeah, the only thing is there's 2 or 3 beneath us as well, which could send them running commotion. And who knows how many are around the corner.
We can always we can do some more scouting, but we're still risking ourselves if we do more scouting. We can definitely try the sneak attempt. I don't know how sneaky we can be.
Yeah,
Do we have anything to help us be sneaky?
I'm just thinking if there's a shit ton of these, we could be battling ourselves all the way through this whole damn place.
Sure.
I mean, I could make us really sneaky, but nobody's going to be able to see anything other than me.
We could always tie a rope around everybody and just follow the rope.
Take the party for a walk.
Yeah. Or like...
If we can get through without having to fight, that's probably the best idea. But I think if we just tried to walk through normally, one of these damn monkeys, something's gonna happen.
Someone's gonna trip. Yeah, it's a lot of stealthing. What do you have, Ronan, to hide us?
I can cover us in an area of
darkness, yeah.
A 15-foot radius sphere for up to 10 minutes. But as I said, I don't think anybody's going to be able to see through it. But yeah, let's...
Yeah, now if the point you choose is an object you are holding, it isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object. Okay, so then you would be able to move it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm down to try that. We won't be able to see anything, but if you... We'll do it like cave diving style, right?
Yeah, one leads the way, essentially.
And we just follow the rope. Just keep the rope taut so it doesn't slack.
And try and tie everybody off in like 5 feet intervals.
Yeah, it should work. Well, it's only 15-foot radius, so we got to stick really close together.
Oh shit, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be a 30-foot circle. But if we all get tight together, we should be able to fit in that. Yeah, I'm down. Let's try it.
Okay. Sorry, say this again? Just
Alright,
summarize it.
so we're all going to scrunch up tight like a butthole, and then I'm going to cast darkness.
Oh, great. Right here in this middle of this hallway, right here?
Yep, I'm gonna cast it on my weapon.
Oh, good thinking. Here, let me just... Point you can choose within range. Is it a point? Is it an item or a point you can choose?
A point to choose.
He can put it on an item.
Okay, nice. That's what I was wondering. Magic spreads from the point you choose within foot radius. Duration, the darkness spreads around corners.
Yeah, so he can put it on
Choose
his
an object
weapon,
you're
on
holding.
his belt buckle, on his whatever he wants.
Moves cares. Yeah, this is really cool. I totally forgot about that part of this. Nice. All right, perfect, Ronan. This is a fantastic idea. This is going to last for up to 10 minutes. So, Ronan, you are basically creating a shield of darkness for everybody, a cloak of darkness for everyone to move through. So, before we do that, guys, this is where we're going to come back to next session right here with darkness.
Ooh,
So,
nice.
yeah, this is going to be really fun. I think this is going to be a great idea, actually, for this. So, with that being said, thank you, everybody. We will come back not next week, but the following week on the 20th.
Oh, yeah.
And we will see everybody then. Until then, have a great couple of weeks.
Nice.
You too.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I will stop the recording.